Woo! How's it going, YouTube? And welcome to a new episode of First Timers Baby Edition with this little guy here. We have little Alvin here, your little host, Big Alvin, your big host. And yeah, we are very excited, obviously, to showcase the product behind us. Obviously, we have a themed outfit to match the actual water table here, so we're very excited. Got his little shark fin, little shark teeth. So we're very excited to actually let him start playing with the water table here. So obviously this product is made by a company called Step2. It's supposed to be made in the USA with some imported parts, so I don't know what that means, but take it for what you will. It is a rain shower splash pond water table. So again, there's going to be a bunch of moving parts in there, so he'll be able to actually kind of see how things kind of move. Obviously too, while we have the bucket pouring in water as well. On the top, it's going to cause rain, and you'll have some cause and effect parts that will actually kind of move some things around. So we're hoping that he'll learn from that as well. So again, doing something, making a cause and effect. Again, good for learning and all that good stuff. So we'll see how we can actually set this up and all that. So we're going to be doing an unboxing. Then we'll do a build, and then we'll go into him playing with it and enjoying it, and I'll go with the recap afterwards. It is a nice day out, so that's why we're in the backyard today. So yeah, let us jump into the unboxing, and yeah, we are super excited, guys. Anyway, let's jump into it. Woo! As we get started here, obviously I'm going to be cutting open the box. Just make sure you don't leave your knife or whatever you're using to open your box in the reach of your child, just so they don't cut themselves or hurt themselves. Also, make sure that you don't use too long of a knife so you don't cut the products here. But as I get to taking stuff out of the box, the first thing you're gonna notice is I do have one leg that comes out pretty easy, two legs. Now, as I start to pull the table out, a lot of the stuff is piled in underneath. So like this is the top rain table maker. So this is the arm for that particular rain area, just so it'll actually kind of hold it up. You do have a bag of items, toys. I believe there's a couple more bags in there as well. So as you get to the table, you can kind of see how nice it looks, and it actually is very, it's built very, well made, I should say. It's not damaged or anything. I am shocked that it didn't come in a big plastic bag, but maybe they're worried about, kids playing with it and all that good stuff. So anyway, we got more legs, so that's definitely awesome. Here's another bag of toys. Now this one, I'm actually shocked that there are toys in this one, and then there are screws. I would have thought they would have kind of separated the toys and the actual screws out, but that's okay. Now, the instructions are actually labeled pretty nice. They're not stapled together, so just make sure you don't lose them anywhere. But like I said, it's very easy. You also have your messages and warnings, so to, in like almost every language, so just make sure you don't get injured or hurt. Now we will actually talk about a lot of the parts here. We'll start off with the first bag, which is kind of the smallest bag here, and these are going to be kind of like the moving parts. Now this dual thing here is going to be more for the I kind of want to call them gears, but they're not little gears, but kind of the water's going to pass through them and kind of move them around. I kind of want to say like water generators, but it doesn't have a generator on it. But yeah, you run the water and it'll kind of go over it. Now the other piece here just slides right on. It's very simple, and you can kind of see it lock in there, so that's actually very cool. So it looks like it's a big square piece that'll kind of push into and lock into. So yeah, now as we get to the next bag here, now this is the one that actually had the hardware inside of the inside of it here. Now that was kind of the thing I was a little concerned about. Now you do have the little plastic piece here that kind of locks in and holds the plug in. So I believe there's one other piece. I'm not sure where it is just yet. You do have the screws, and like I said, that's where I'm a little worried about. I wish they would have kind of separated the toys and the hardware, just so you don't have to worry about that. But again, that's okay. Now you do have the little frog. And the little duck here, so that's actually okay. I'll go grab those other guys here so you can actually see the frog and the fish here. So they're kind of like little water squirters too. So that's actually very cool. So as you kind of play with it, you'll be able to kind of like squirt your kid down with the little water. And then now here's the other half of that that plug. So this will actually go through the water table itself. Make sure the rubber washer is pushed all the way up to the top here, and that will actually seal really nice on the water table as you tighten and screw it down. And we'll talk about that later when we get to building or assembling the water table there. Now the last bag looks like it's gonna have all the toys. So you do have like buckets, as well as looks like, yeah, just a lot of random items here. So you have, I think it looks like a total of like three buckets that look like you can kind of share. So if you have multiple children, or children are having fun or playing, you can kind of actually play with different things here. You have a way to kind of funnel the water a certain direction, so that's actually very cool as well. So as you're sitting there moving things around, it can definitely move, and like I said, has a nice clicking sound and all that good stuff. Now this is kind of, they call it like a frog catcher, so it kind of lets the water drain through, so that's kind of cool. Now you have this little windmill thing, which is this guy, and you can kind of pour water over it, and you can kind of see it move and see what it does as you're pouring it either direction. So that's actually very nice, and spins pretty smooth considering too. Just just two plastic pieces kind of held in. Now this is, you're supposed to be able to put the frog in, and it'll actually toss it across, and I'm not too sure about what this hook is, but maybe it's a holder for something. But you can kind of see all the toys that are laid out here, as well as the hardware. Now as we get started here, I am screwing the legs in first. I am using a drill, but this can be done with a hand screwdriver if you wanted to do it. But since I have the tools, I figured out why not just sit there and use some power and get it to hold on. Now the screws I am using are the middle range. So you have small screws, middle screws, and large screws. So these are the ones that are in the middle. So just make sure that you're using those first. The long screws are actually going to be used to hold up the kind of like the little rain tower, I'll call it. So that's where I'm going to be installing them now. So you kind of have like these little indentations on the bottom, and as you're sitting there screwing through, you should be able to actually screw down and lock it in. Now I can imagine that if you're trying to do this by hand, it's probably going to take you some time. So just take your time as you're doing it. It still probably isn't too bad to do because it is plastic, but again, tools definitely, the right tools definitely make this job a lot quicker and faster. And then just do the same thing as you flip the table over, so you can definitely push down on it a little bit and start to pierce it. These are considered, I believe, self-tapping screws, so they should start to poke the hole, and it should start to tap it so it threads it nice. I believe the medium and long screws are both the same thread pitch, so if you did mess up, it doesn't look like it'll go all the way through. I did do a test on the bottom to see if the long ones will poke a hole, and it didn't seem to do anything. But when you are attaching the top here, just make sure everything feels good. It's not, you're not leaving any like plastic residue anywhere as you're messing with things. Screwdriver again, using the impact, the Milwaukee impact to screw it in. These screws are small screws, so they're very short. So being able to actually kind of drill and hold it together is very simple with, again, the correct tool to build this. To build everything took me at most about 7 minutes. It wasn't that long, and it was actually very easy to build, again, with tools. If you're probably doing it with doing it by hand with a screwdriver, it's probably going to take you a little longer. Now this is the plug. Again, you're going to see me just kind of push it right through, and I'm going to put the nut from underneath and just tighten it down. Don't go too crazy because it does feel like you can kind of strip the plastic on this one, but once you kind of push it down, just close it. I don't think it needs to be that tight, especially with the rubber piece on there. But yeah, like I said, as we get closer, I'm just gonna start pushing in all these pieces, so you guys can kind of just see how everything kind of is able to just push in, and you can kind of move everything around, and it kind of gives you an idea of what your child's gonna be able to do with everything, and that's something that's super important to me, and as they're playing with things, they're again, still having a lot of fun, but learning from it as well. But again, my biggest thing right now, especially with the water, is for them to have fun. So being able to kind of like launch a frog in the air with that little launcher. Right now we'll put the little fish here because the frog is missing. But yeah, you can notice that it does look amazing as you start to look at everything as it starts to come together. Right now, no water in it. I just kind of wanted to give you guys, I don't want to call it a B-roll, but kind of like a little B-roll on here, so you can kind of just see how it looks. It just has an amazing look, amazing feel. The detail on the toys are very cool. Even the duck has a little whistle. So yeah, it's actually very nice. Now I'm gonna pour on some water here, just so you guys can see it. Throw it in super slow-mo for you there too. But I am actually very excited to actually get this thing, filled and all that good stuff. Now later on, I am going to talk about why I'm not using a hose here. I am using a bucket first. I did wipe and clean out the bucket, but I just wanted to kind of use a bucket and kind of test it out, and you guys really can kind of see everything, and you can kind of start seeing the things moving around. I didn't set them up so they would work, in that sense on the side there, but yeah, and with little Alvin, you can kind of see him super excited and playing with it. And I'll kind of just let you guys hear him play and all that good stuff.
I'll go over here, you get me all wet.
Hold on. Alright, there, I'll let you put it. But you have to put it once gone. So, as we finish off our video here today, so far this guy obviously you can see he's just enjoying it to death. Splashing, super excited. So, I think every child loves water, so definitely will have to say if you don't have a pool and you need a little splash pond water table, definitely something worth getting. Also, don't forget, I don't know where I put the sunblock, but make sure your child has sunblock just in case if you are out in the dead of sun. So it's just one of those things that you just want to protect your child. Here in Southern California, the UV index is usually close to 100, so you're always like burning within like 15 to 20 minutes depending on your shade of skin. So like I said, it's just one of those things. I'm a little darker, but I still burn. I don't know if you can kind of see I have like a little farmer tan going. So like I said, it's just one of those things that you definitely take in the UV, so just make sure you're protecting your child, yourself. This won't be the place that we'll probably leave the splash water table. We'll probably put it closer to behind the house. We have a little more shade and a little concrete there as well. But I figure since we're back here, we can actually build it back here, and he could have a lot of fun and throw things around, and we're still in the shade here as well. So, but anyway, super exciting. He's excited. He likes splashing. So I know he's gonna love the lake and all that good stuff too. So hopefully we'll probably show you him at the lake in a month or so, after we get our second COVID shot for ourselves, and then we'll be able to be around family a little more. So we're very excited about that. I know you're getting everything wet. And so yeah, it'll be exciting to kind of see his first time at the lake and all that stuff. And yeah, anyway guys, we're having a lot of fun, and if you guys have any questions about this particular toy or set, definitely let us know in the comments below, or if you have other splash tables or other water toys that you guys might own, also throw them in the comments, because I'll probably be interested just to have like a little set of this for them. I feel like this can kind of go for children all the way from, like I said, where he's at 10 months, able to kind of semi do his walking thing and crawling thing. I think he's super enjoying it. Obviously you don't want to leave your child around this unattended, so just make sure that you're always around your child because it is water and you don't want them to drown or anything like that. It is enough water for them to stick their head in and all that good stuff. But you know, also when you're filling the water, also if you are using like a hose, make sure if your child is a little younger and they're getting water in their mouth, certain hoses have lead in them. So there's only, I think, 1 or 2 that like Home Depot sell that are like a blue style hose that don't have lead. Definitely, you know, something to think about when you're filling these guys. So I did use a Home Depot bucket in the video just so we can actually fill this guy here so he can pretty much have fun. And if it gets in his mouth, I'm not too worried about any of that. But I did wash the Home Depot bucket again, just because, you know, when they make them, they have the He's having a lot of fun. They do have like the plastic residue, so I did scrub it before I used it. It was a brand new bucket that I haven't used just yet, but yeah, I figured why not fill it with this and have some fun with it. But yeah, anyway guys, we're gonna continue having fun, and actually he's probably gonna eat and then take a nap and then have more fun after he takes his nap. But yeah, you can tell he's super excited. He is all wet. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, he's all wet. Yeah, anyway guys, he's like, I'm going back to my water table. Anyway, see you guys later. We'll say peace for now. Peace, laters. Woo! Say woo! And say woo? Woo! No woo. Anyway guys, laters.